guys, today's from the install bay. We have a new camera from Echo Master,
the Cam DPL.
so stay tuned. Alright, so what we have here is the Cam DPL from Echo Master, which is a fine Amp of America product. Now what makes this camera unique is it has dynamic backup lines, so as you're turning the car, they'll move with you, which we'll get to, of course, we're going to show you. Let's open it up and see what comes in the box first. So you get a power harness, which is this guy right here. Let's see how long it is. So it's about 3 feet long. Now it has a ground and a power. So this is going to, an accessory I should say, red and a black. So this is going to hook up to ground. This is going to hook up to the red accessory wire behind the radio. That's how this hooks up. You also have a RCA. This is going to plug into the camera. This is going to plug into the back of the radio. And then you have the camera itself. Now the camera is a cool little cube. It's about a 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, so it's almost a perfect cube. It has this mount here, which of course you can unscrew, turn around, put on the top, put on the bottom, mount any way you like. And then it has the two standard inputs, which is the one for the power, which would plug in here, and of course the standard RCA. Now before you ask, this is a backup camera, so you're going to need to tap into your reverse light, but not for the camera. Tapping into the reverse light is only to tell the radio up front to go into reverse. So the camera doesn't get its power from the reverse light, it gets power from the ignition up behind the radio. The only thing that the reverse light is for is to just wake up the radio and tell it to go into reverse. Also in the box is the warranty card. And then of course the instruction manual. Now on the instruction manual, it's a bifold. When you open it up, it gives you an introduction, gives you basic features about the camera, such as it's a 1/3 inch CMOS sensor. It talks about the parking lines, the lux rating, the water rating, and it's 170 degrees of viewing angle. It gives you the physical dimensions of the camera, as well as when you open it up inside, it gives you all the specifications, as well as basic mounting instructions and the wiring. So let's go ahead and hook this up to a radio and show you what we mean by dynamic parking lines. So most cameras like this one, they have backup lines. You're used to seeing that. But where it gets different is the dynamic. And what do I mean by dynamic is movement. So check this out. If you'll notice the wiggle, so as you start to turn, they will turn with you. So all I'm doing is turning this on the counter, so it senses movement and will move. Now it's not perfect, as you can see, it's almost a little glitchy, but still it's pretty sweet. Now of course, like before, let's try some low light on this and see what it looks like. So let's get this place pretty dark. Alright, so what we have here is our backup light simulation. This camera is a 0.5 lux camera. So we have two LEDs aimed at the wall, which is about 20 feet away, to emulate what it would look like at nighttime with your backup lights on. And of course, it will still give you the turn. So a typical connection with this style, as we said, you have a red, which is accessory, and a black, which is ground. They're going to run up front to your aftermarket radio's red wire and black wire, which are typically already in a harness. So you're going to want to tap into these two wires. The third wire in the equation is always the reverse wire. For that, this wire needs to connect to the reverse trigger located one of three places. At the reverse light, if the car has a smart harness, most smart harness will have a reverse light trigger, or the third, which is the most difficult of the three, is to trace the wire somewhere else through the car, either in the kick panel or at the transmission where the wire actually comes out. Obviously choice 1 or 2 would be more desirable, but for that just run a standard 18 gauge wire from the light to the harness up front and then connect. And that's pretty much it as far as the wiring side of things go. And then the only thing left would be to take the RCA that you ran along with these and connect them to your aftermarket's radio backup camera input. Depending on what kind of radio you have, this is a Kenwood. Kenwood uses yellow. Pioneer they use brown. Now, both Kenwood and Pioneer will use a purple-white wire as the backup. That includes JVC also. Alpine is really the oddball. They like to use an orange-white instead of a purple-white. Alright guys, that brings this one to a close. If you're interested in this camera, we'll go ahead and put a link to it in the description. Otherwise, Fernando.
Thank you for watching. You guys can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
If you want to talk to us, check us out on our Facebook Live show. We do every Monday night at 6:30. It's Car Audio Talk with Dean and Fernando. If you want a question about this, go ahead and ask it down below. Otherwise, you guys have a great night, and we will see you later next time. Bye.